Hello, my name is Max Sedone, and I'll be doing an album review today. Which album? Chris Isaak's Heart-Shaped World, 1989. His third studio album recorded. This one came after a self-titled album, Chris Isaak, that came out in 1987. This is his 1989 album, Heart-Shaped World. I'll be reviewing it today. 11 tracks on it, produced by Eric Jacobson. But Chris Isaak does write and does also do the producing himself as well for some songs, and has studio musicians that accompany him as well. But there's an R right there, like that. Good looking CD. The best part I do like about having physical media, get these little booklets. Even if this does not have notes by him on it, like I know some other artists do. You get some cool artwork on both sides. Not bad. Not bad at all. But this is a album review, not a CD review. So let's talk about it. Being his third album, following up after the more synthesizer heavy 1987 album, Chris Isaak, self-titled album. This was definitely a more back to basics after his first album that he made in 1985. Silvertone has more in common with that than his previous album. His previous album being great, loved it. Blue Hotel, Lie to Me, great album. I do like it. I also have the CD of that. But this was definitely a great follow-up. And speaking of just the album itself, it's probably his best known for having his hit song Wicked Game on it, which you've probably heard. Yeah, I'm talking to you. So with that, I'm gonna be reviewing it as an album listened from top to bottom, from the first track to the last track, all in order, no shuffle play. And I'll be giving my honest thoughts on it. So starting off with Heart-Shaped World, the title song of Heart-Shaped World, it's good. It does set the tone for the rest of the album. I like it. Um, haunting guitar tracks, um, high falsetto vocals, which is what he's known for, and this heavy on it. And I do like it. It's a great opening track to get you a good taste of what the album, at least most of it, is what's going to be like. Goes into I'm Not Waiting. Not really a big fan of this song. The song itself isn't bad, but it doesn't really fit the rest of the mood of the album. Um, it kind of goes with the songs the last couple, the 8 through 11, which again, I'll get into that a little bit later. But after I'm not waiting, Don't Make Me Dream About You, Kings of the Highway, both great songs, and they do lead you into, I think, the meat and potatoes of it, which is track 5 through 7, Wicked Game, Blue Spanish Sky, and Wrong to Love You. These three songs are perhaps, in my opinion, one of the best just run of songs in an album. I mean, you have the song that everyone knows most by Wicked Game, um, being shot into popularity after the David Lynch film, after David Lynch's 1990 film Young at Heart with Laura Dern and Nicolas Cage in it. Definitely gives that haunting vibe. I mean that guitar intro, which everyone knows. Um, I mean, it's a lyrical masterpiece in my opinion. And overall, I think the song's worthy of the hype and worthy of, being as popular as it is, because it is a great song. You can't deny that. Then after that, you go into Blue Spanish Sky, which is, in my opinion, um, the best the best song in the album. I mean, look, that is saying that compared to Wicked Game, but Blue Spanish Sky to me is like a part two of Wicked Game. I won't. I take that back. It's not the best, but I feel like it's a song that I think people should talk about more about it when mentioning his discography. Um, Great guitar beginning, acoustic, and not to mention that absolute killer of a trumpet solo. It's great. I mean, it's a perfect touch, and not a lot of horns in this album, but that trumpet solo, man, it goes crazy. It goes hard, you may say. Then after that, it goes into Wrong to Love You, a bit more of a faster paced, rockier song, which I do love. I mean, it complements the track 6 and 5, Wicked Game and Blue Spanish Sky, very well. I love it. It's fun to rock out to. Great, powerful vocals on his end. Overall, great song, another standout in the album. Then it goes into Forever Young, which kind of kills the vibe, right? Because let's be honest here, if you're listening to To Wicked Game and Blue Spanish Sky and Wrong to Love You, you're probably sad, going up over a breakup. You probably locked yourself in a living room, drinking a whole bottle of scotch or trying to finish one. And then it goes into Forever Young. It just, again, kills the vibe. And to me, I feel like it fits more into his later album, like later albums like Forever Blue or San Francisco Days. Um, which, I mean, again, like to each their own. Nothing, and then it goes into Nothing's Changed, track 9. I do like this one. Is it a standout? No, but does it fit the mood of the previous songs? I think it does. So I think it does deserve to stay on this album. The one apparent to me miss on this album that just I skip over it mostly every time I listen to it is track 10 In the Heart of the Jungle. It's just a completely different vibe from even the other songs like Forever Young and I'm Not Waiting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has impressive guitar and impressive drums, but it does not fit the coherent feel of the rest of the album. If you listen from top to bottom, you listen to it, and then you come to track 10, it just it's different. It's like, man, it's just off of a completely different, um, album or hell, even artist, you could say. But I mean, when you listen to Chris Isaak's vocals, you know that it is Chris Isaak. I think he shouldn't have put this onto the album, in my opinion. Not the best. Um, Do I think it belongs into a later album? Maybe Forever Blue, but even then, it's different. It's far out there. It doesn't fit the coherent feel of the album, and that is the one song that I would honestly rate 3 out of 10 in compared to the other songs in the album. Then you end off with Diddly Daddy. Fun name, but really a great song. I find it catchy. It's fun to move to. Do I think it fits the album? Yeah, but honestly, I feel like it fits more to San Francisco Days. Like the other song that in his discography that I really like that has the same feel and sort of vibe as Dilly Daddy is Lonely with a Broken Heart off of the album that came after this, San Francisco Days, which I think was 1994. Don't quote me on it. It's early 90s. And overall, I am a fan of the last track 11, Diddly Daddy. So taking all that into consideration, and after listening to this album a couple times, driving in my car or at home, or even at a friend's place, because I have other friends who like Chris Isaak as well, I would have to rate this album a solid 7.5 listen. It's great. Definitely fits a mood that I'm not feeling, all the time. But overall, I'd say it's great. It's enjoyable. And yeah, I would recommend to someone who wants to get into Chris Isaac's discography. I would recommend this. The other album I would recommend would be his self-titled album, Chris Isaak. Great, more synthesizer heavy. This is more guitar, more acoustic oriented. And the thing that I should have mentioned at the beginning of this review is that Chris Isaak basically kind of combines I'd say brings like the late 50s, early 60s rock into the late 80s and mix it with synthesizers and more parts. So it kind of gives you that same vibe as, you'd get from almost like a rock or blues song from the late 50s and early 60s, but kind of modernizes it. And there's some really good timeless stuff on this album. I would recommend it. 7.5 out of 10. And again, this is my video, my channel. I say what I want. So in case you disagree, please leave a comment down below, and I'll be happy to hear what you got to say about it. But this is my opinion. This is my stance on this album. A solid 7.5 out of 10 listen from track 1 to track 11. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.